So remember when Donald Trump was leaving his criminal trial this past week, and he made this very hateful and disgusting statement about Justice Merchan, saying you should look into where he's from. Remember when he said that? Let me show you this clip.
Loathes him. Oh, I'm so surprised. And so does Merchan. Loathes me. The judge hates Donald Trump. Just take a look. Take a look at him. Take a look at where he comes from.
Well, Justice Merchan is from New York. He did arrive in the United States of America when he was 6 years old, from Colombia. But he is a very accomplished lawyer, a very accomplished jurist. Everybody who I know who practices criminal law in New York has said that he is one of the, if not the most respected judge that there is over there. But that's Donald Trump using his background to attack him. Now, at Donald Trump's recent speech in the Bronx, and this is kind of a typical pattern that Donald Trump does, he calls somebody on the stage, and it's an individual by the name of Ruben Diaz Sr., and this individual attacks the judge for Donald Trump and says, as a Hispanic, I'm apologizing for the behavior of Justice Merchan. So Donald Trump kind of stages this and choreographs this. Watch what Ruben Diaz Sr. says when Donald Trump calls him to the stage at this very pathetic and small attendance event in the Bronx. Play this clip.
Today I'm here for various reasons. But I want to tell you first that as a Puerto Rican, as a Hispanic, I want to apologize to you for the conduct of Judge Juan Merchan. As a Hispanic, I want to apologize.
By the way, for those in New York and specifically in the know of Bronx politics, you probably know who Ruben Diaz Sr. is. He's served in a lot of political positions there, although Fox tries to do all of these interviews with him and just acts like he's like a random guy representing the Hispanic community. No, he's a well-known person in the Bronx, and he's specifically well-known, and this would be known to Trump's campaign, for making a lot of homophobic remarks, makes a lot of anti-gay comments, and says some horrific things in his past. I guess one of the more recent things that he made these horrific comments, these anti-gay comments. This is a report from a local New York station, WLNY, from about 5 years ago about Ruben Diaz and the type of statements he made 5 years ago. Play this clip.
City council member from the Bronx is under fire for a comment that some are calling homophobic. Reverend Ruben Diaz Sr. reportedly told a Spanish-language television program that he was treated as an outsider by the chamber because it's, quote, controlled by the homosexual community. Well, now several city leaders, including Mayor de Blasio, Council Speaker Corey Johnson, and the Reverend's own son, Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr., are calling on Diaz Sr. to apologize. But Diaz took to the social media website Twitter, defending his words, tweeting, "What's homophobic about saying that the gay community controls the New York City Council? I'm giving them credit for the power and influence they have."
And one of the things that he said in 2009 was he was asked if you think being gay is a choice. And at the time when he was a state senator, he says it's like having sex with animals. A lot of people want that too, he says. Here's also a video from over 10 years ago at an event where you'll see Ruben Diaz is supposedly preaching, but this ain't anything. This is preaching hate. And he says that gays are worthy of death, he says. What a horrible and despicable thing to say. I'm just showing you, this is what he said. This is who Donald Trump is putting on stage, someone who says horrific and awful things like this. Play this clip.
Precedores de Dios, living what is right, injuriosos, injustice, soberbios, dark-minded, altivos, inventores de males, prideful people, desobedientes a los padres, disobedient to their fathers, necios, negligent, desleales, despicable, sin afecto natural, without natural affection, implacables, implacable, sin misericordia, without mercies, quienes habiendo entendido el juicio de Dios, who are understanding the judgments of God, que los que practican tales cosas, that those who practice such things, son dignos de muerte, are worthy to death.
So this is exactly who Donald Trump is calling on stage. And remember who else he's calling on stage. He also called on stage, and we've reported about this. And fortunately, after we've reported about it, finally Legacy Media started to cover it. So in addition to calling on stage, Ruben Diaz Sr. spews hate over and over again, as you just saw. He called on stage Sleepy Hollow and Chef G. You know, I've done some reporting on this now, who were indicted last May along with 30 other gang members on a 140-count criminal indictment, including murder and at least 12 shootings. Chef G recently posted a $1.5 million cash bond to get released. That's who Donald Trump calls on stage. So Donald Trump's outreach to black communities is to call on stage Chef G, who's accused of and being involved in 12 shootings and leading gang members in various attempted murders and an actual murder. And then Donald Trump trying to attack Justice Juan Merchan and appeal to the Hispanic community is by calling on the stage this individual right here who spews anti-gay rhetoric over and over again. And corporate media, they were trying to normalize all of this, that Trump's using this individual to attack the judge and just even bringing this person on stage and then bringing the alleged gang members who have been charged with murder on stage. I mean, some despicable, despicable stuff. But all the Trump people want to do is they want to say, hey, look, Donald Trump's on stage with a Hispanic man. Donald Trump's on stage with a black man. That must mean their support. Hey, take a look at it. I mean, how ridiculous. And then they want to push this strong man versus weak man narrative and say, look at these massive crowds. Then they just lie about the crowd size. So they go on stage. Here's the Trump campaign spokesperson. And here she's like, there were 25,000 people here. Here, play this clip.
Offering to demand law and order in our inner cities, restore peace around this world. And that's a message that all Americans can get behind. And that is why you saw more than 25,000 people show up in the deep blue Bronx tonight, bringing the same energy and enthusiasm that we felt a few weeks ago in deep blue New Jersey, where more than 100,000 people showed up to hear from
Donald Trump. Then has other proxies show up on Fox, and they just push the lies. There were 25 to 30,000 people here, and I'm sure that the New York prosecutors are regretting this because Donald Trump's doing these massive 30,000 people rallies in the Bronx. Play this clip.
It was loose. It was crazy.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're regretting keeping him in that Manhattan courtroom. He ends up in the Bronx with 25, 30,000 people.
And that's just not, there was maybe 2,000, 3,000 people there. There was a lot of empty space. I know that a lot of Donald Trump supporters want to show photographs of President Barack Obama events, and they previously showed like concerts in Brazil and Germany and act like, oh, look at the big crowds that Donald Trump gets. But it's just so utterly pathetic. But what's equally as pathetic is how the media covers this stuff. And, I want to give a hat tip to our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, for holding the media accountable. Like the fact that we have to hold the media accountable to actually start reporting on this, because all of the stories tried to follow this normal script, but we were shaming them and saying, how are you not reporting that he's having these people on stage with him? Like, this is what the Daily Mail reported. Enormous turnout for Trump's rally in deep blue Bronx is revealed as clip emerges of former president telling rappers he wants diamond dental grill. And then you have these guys, they call themselves like the Nelk Boys, who do like stupid pranks. They're big Trump supporters, the stupid pranksters. And they post this photo of Donald Trump with a grill in his mouth. And as Ron Filipkowski says, our editor-in-chief, please tell me this is all going to be over soon. It's just so utterly pathetic. By the way, if y'all want to be weirdo YouTube pranksters and be your immature weirdos, I mean, go and do that on your own. This is the United States of America, okay? We need adults in positions of power, adults in leadership positions, people who aren't going to call up on the stage, people like this Ruben Diaz Sr. who are not going to call on stage individuals who are charged with murder and serious gang-related felonies, hundreds of felonies. That's not okay. And I just think who are going to attack the judge. Okay, that type of conduct does not belong in our politics. If you think that's entertaining, not my cup of tea, enjoy, go do what you got to do there, but not in leadership positions that control your life, that make life and death decisions for you, your family, friends, coworkers, our country, our world. We're so much better than that, and I know you know that. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million subscribers. Thanks to your support. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.